Good afternoon from Yummy B TV. Wishing you all well today. Sending loads of love as usual. Before I start the topic of today, because I've been asked a few times over the last year or so what it feels like when you're going on jobs, because it's part of that life. There must be some kind of feeling when you're going to commit bad deeds, burglaries, robberies, murder, all kind of things. How does it work when you're going out to do these things, and how you feel about yourself and how you feel about others? But firstly, not an angry Uncle Yummy today, but just a warning. Don't get me, because there's a couple of you watching who like to middle me up with people from the northeast, from the southeast, from the different parts of the country. I do not have any contacts with any of them. I don't talk to me. Don't come and talk to me or send me messages, right? You know who you are. I'm going to tell you because I've got a little bit of love for you as well, because we go way back. I don't talk to no other podcasters. You need to understand that and believe that. There's people around me that can support that and substantiate that. Don't come and ask me any silly questions about what it feels like. How can he touch a lady's bum and touch it and feel like, well, is that the worst crime? Obviously, I'm going to answer you and I'm going to say to you that it's the wrong thing to do. Because you can't touch a lady's bum without her say so. Any grown man's going to know that. So don't ask me if I've spoken to any people that you're in touch with or you've had things with. I don't want to know, because I don't talk to them. I don't know them. I'm not passing judgment on anyone. But it's a silly, silly question as far as Uncle Yammy's concerned. Push that aside now. Right. So you're asking me about the crime things, what it feels like, from the other day when I was homeless a few weeks ago. I stopped off in this hotel. I got there about 2 o'clock, 2:30, and I had to wait for somebody to come out of their workplace at 5:30 in the evening. So it was in the borough of Kensington, where I had to travel to London again, which I don't really like doing because there's too many reminders of the past. Now, sitting in there, gone in there to pass the time, because the phone that I had then, the charger, the battery was running out really, really quick. So I was so I had to buy something to eat, go into the hotel room, sit aside, round the table. So then I took the opportunity to push the plug into the wall so that I could charge the phone. But whilst I was having a drink, whilst I was eating, I went down to use the lavatory, and then I was looking around and I was thinking, Yummy, you stupid bloody fool. You've already got a crime for this hotel. Because way back in the day, the 90s, before I got the 13 years, late at night, sadly, I was sleeping over counters to support, bad things to go with that life, so I can get quick money to go and buy, sadly, right? But sitting there, I didn't realize that I had actually been in that hotel and done bad stuff to it. So I was thinking, how did I feel? And what does it feel like now when I pass these places in London or any place where I pass where I committed a crime? How do I feel now? I'll answer that in one question. It feels much more distant than it used to, like further away. Because then we look back to the Tiara story, because you've been asking me about it and you're constantly asking me about what happened next door to the Albert Hall, because I spoke on other interviews about it. And how did it come that Saudi Arabian, they come into the courtroom to sit down to ask me for the family hiring back, how shame and guilt got me that morning, because I had about 19, 20 charges of armed robbery, and then I had 4 burglaries valued up to more than all the robberies, if you get what I mean. So not so glamorizing or anything, but my burglaries seem to be better than my robberies regarding finance and things like that. So that's the reality of it. But you're asking me how I felt and how I was in that life and what it meant to me. And I gave everything I had for that life, to take the consequences, to go and commit sad crime, burglaries and robberies, to go back to prison, to play around again. There's no other way of answering it. I can't answer it no other way, because it's my story. Do you get what I'm saying? So, yep, it was. It was the Royal Albert Hall, and it was late one Saturday night. I was at my cousin's, Rosamond. Rest in peace now as well. I loved her dearly. I get upset when I mention her as well, but I used to stay in the spare room, but I used to get up in the morning. But this time I'm getting up on a Saturday night, and it's about 6, 7. So I mean, you know that time the heights of my addiction is £700-800 in £50 spliffs, and like basically I'm thinking that I'm somebody or whatever, killing yourself, or thinking, Yummy, that you are the bee's knees in that life just because you can grab a little bit of jewelry and show people, look what I've got, so that he goes and I saw him with that. You see what I mean? But on that night, I woke up at 6 o'clock in the evening, left my cousin Rosamond's, rest in peace, my darling, got on a train to Knightsbridge, Kensington, where the Albert Hall was, which was near the hotel I was staying at. So these feelings bring back memories about crimes because you've lived it. You've lived it in a way that you can feel it. So during that life, you liked what you felt with the danger, the risk, and putting everything on the line. This is what it can bring. Whatever way, I'm not saying my way of committing crime is the way that others are, but on that Saturday night, I was feeling like, yes, let me go here. It's opposite the Albert Hall. I'm going to go down there and try my luck here and see what happens. I've been on, that was 1994. So I'm walking across and I'm thinking, yes, apartment, penthouses, gone in. Somebody at the door, let me in. The porter, the security porter, is not there that night. So I've gone to the fire exit, climbed 4 or 5 floors with no gloves on. Where, you know, some of these the rich, where they do the pipes where you're climbing up, they put oil on it or glue or some kind of thing that makes your hands a bit slippery, so it makes it harder for you to climb, right? So then I've gone into the fire exit, climbed up, window open, lights on, gone through. So when I've gone through, the corridor is long, 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 long. So everywhere I look, it smells of money, sadly. Gone into the main room, opened the wardrobe, loads of zillies. Zillies, if you're not familiar with zillies, it does all fur coats and things like that. The jackets and things are very, very expensive because part of that is the attraction to that life, that fake life that we led. We're believed that if you're wearing this or doing that and they've got it, it means that you're somebody. We know that it doesn't now. So when I opened the wardrobe, I saw that. I'm immediately thinking, yes, we can wrap those up, put them in a plastic bag and go and sell them. But then I saw the safe open at the same time, which was, at that time, a lucky, lucky thing for me. So then I've opened the safe and I've got $25 and diners. And then I found a matching set, sadly, with the tiara. So I found the tiara, the shandy, the bracelet, the ring, the matching set, all the shit that went with that life. Sadly, I broke up and sold for pittance. So that when I was coming out the apartment, I came out, there's only one way in and one way out because the door was down, there's no keys or nothing, there was no gate. So when I came out, I left a big handprint on the thing down there. So then I clapped when I saw the tiara and the US dollars and everything. I'm thinking I'm in the game. I'm thinking I'm made. Let me quickly go back and show, look, that I'm the greatest. Because this is what I put my trust in that life. That meant that I was all right. But when you go to prison and you sit down with that, you're thinking to yourself, well, all that, but I've got to suffer prison for that feeling alone so that you lot rate me and respect me because I could get hold of a few diamonds and things. This is what that life taught me, not what they all, you know, they make it out to be. I'm telling you how it feels when you're living like a criminal. You do things in a criminal, bad intention way. So when I came out, down the drain pipe, down the thing, I've got that. I'm elated, delirious, feeling lucky, feeling like jammy yammy, and got home and then sat down and broke up everything until I got nicked for the 20-odd robberies. And they came for the burglaries as well with the handprints and DNA and everything. But then I had to suffer because I had to put families through the pain of me stealing their things. Because they came to the courthouse and all sat down in the magistrate's court. And I got 20 cents. So this was the time in Horseshoe Road when I tried to escape. So then I'm sitting there and I'm in the dock and I'm looking across, and then they sent a representative downstairs to say, Sam, if you can get me the family heirloom back of the tiara, then we will drop. I think by that time, I can't give it back. I wish I could have, but I couldn't. You know, because it had already gone to waste and I broke it up and sold it and whatnot and that kind of stuff. Oh, no, I'm feeling a bit agitated today, sorry. But I had to answer the question of the Albert Hall mentions the thing because it's going to be in my book anyway, so you'll be able to read it. So it's not like you're not going to know the crimes I committed or nothing like that. So I'm ashamed of my past. I know that now, living without crime, I'm laughing because never once in 19 months have I felt to go and commit crime, even though I go past places all the time and it's easy done, especially if you're skin and you see, or if you've got addictions and you're looking around, you think it was so simple, or so it seemed it was simple until you get caught. So that was a story about the tiara. I couldn't give it back. But I ended up with 8 years for that after I got off the robberies, the duress robberies that I told you about in another video. So I started to come up here and sound a bit angry. But there's nothing to do with the story. It's just other people, messages and all that. Uncle Yummy can't be bothered with some people sometimes because what's in their head ain't in mine. Do you see what I mean? I don't know what you're talking about. When you're telling me about this one and that one, I don't know what they're telling you. But they're not telling me what they're telling you because I don't know who you're talking about. So understand me, please. I'll give you that. Coming back up in a minute with the... oh, I'll tell you in a minute. Send loads of love.